press it again.
Well, I did the Uncanny Experience last year in Minnesota, and they had a
There you go.
karaoke,
Now you
so
can
I
see
did
her.
Walking After Midnight by Patsy Cline. That's Road.
Well, because he's from Bavaria, he probably sing
They don't have a whole lot
99
today.
Roy Orbison's Blue Bayou.
Wow, I feel like you guys had this question ahead of time. I'm gonna pass for a minute. You go ahead.
And when I was in New York recording an album, our first album with a group called Deja Vu, and I was in the same studio. And we walked in early, and Eric Carmen was recording this song, which I fell in love with, and our great singer. I was going to say Jeanette Renaud, she is too, but Celine Dion covered this too, and the song is called All By Myself, which for Wolverine. And when he started out, they gave lead singer Eric Carmen, they gave him a cigar, and he didn't smoke, and a shot of whiskey, and to get the gravel. So when it first starts off, it's a very high song. When it first starts off, it was like, when I was young, I never needed anyone. All by myself, gonna be all by myself anymore. That's a Celine. I'll find myself. I don't want to be all by myself anymore. Damn it.
Avatar 2 Airbender.
I'm sorry, I'm the deficient X-Men. I don't know what I was saying. I'm not a karaoke person. Somebody else give me a song. Torn Between Two Lovers.
The Pole Smoke Stove. Torn Between Two Lovers.
Thank you, guys. Hi. I grew up watching you guys at Reading Conference. I'm just such a big fan. My question was, when did you know you wanted to be a voice actor? And like, what kind of got you into it?
Did you sneeze? Bless you.
Well, as I said before, we're all actors. We started off acting in theater, film, television. X-Men was only my second animated project, and I'd already been doing theater and film and TV for a number of years. So I just went to a call for an audition that my agent sent me. But mainly I was doing all those other things. So we're all pretty well-rounded individuals as performers.
Oh.
Anything else there, my friend?
They have a Avatar panel talking about the
How'd
new
you get
one.
into
How do I
voice
get into
acting?
voice acting? Okay, so I lived in the UK for 10 years, became obsessed with dialects and tried to learn to be a British actor. There's other kind, there's also Cockney actors, and there's Northern actors, and anyway, so I was obsessed with it, and so I learned like European dialects, and so I had a little bag full of them when I had this agent in Toronto in the 90s, and she joined forces with a voice agent as well. And I'd also done like, my mother made medical videos to educate doctors, and she got me to narrate them. And so I just had, that was kind of how it happened. And then they said, well, you do a German accent, don't you? And I said, sure. And I walked into the room, the office there, and they gave me the script of that Nightcrawler episode. And they said, we just don't want Colonel Klink. You know, which is, Morgan? Not that one, so I said, all right, and I saw the soulfulness of it, and I knew sort of a northern German accent, and it just seemed to match what the lines were doing, and the lines took me away, and yeah, that was.
Was that your first voice gig?
It was my first animated gig.
I knew I wanted to be an actor when I got roped into being in the senior class play by my girlfriend. And I walked out on stage on opening night, looked out at the audience, and realized that this is what I wanted to do for the rest of my life.
There's kind of a simple path to being a voice actor, and the truth is that we all have agents, and usually within our agencies there's an on-camera person, there's a commercial person agent, and there are voice agents. And they literally get breakdowns from productions, and then they pick whatever actors on their roster that are interested or appropriate, and they send us into auditions. So you literally just audition. And I auditioned for a long time, for about 2 years, before I finally got, and I had done quite a bit of animation before I did X-Men, but it was mostly smaller kids animation and stuff. And my very first animation job was, I was so excited, it was one head of a two-headed monster in Beetlejuice. And Ron Rubin, who played Morph in the first one, was, they've heard this story before, but it's, he was the other head, and he does impressions, and I walked into the little booth, and he did like 5 impressions in a row, and like made the sound of a door opening, and I just put up my hand, and they said, "Yes, Catherine." I said, "I think I'm in the wrong place." So it took me a long time to feel comfortable doing it, and this show was very different than all the other animation I had done. It felt more like a radio play. It had real emotion and real plot. So, but it's a simple thing. It's not like this big mysterious thing. How do you become a voice actor? You literally have a voice agent who sends you out on auditions, or now in your bedroom in your pajamas with your home studio. We all do it, and that's how you get the job. You just do the auditions. It's not a mysterious world. What about you?
What about me?
Yeah.
Well, I was a singer, like I said. That's all I did. Rock and roll, whatever. I did musical theater, Hamlet, and a rock opera, Hamlet. And my brother I hired, he was working in the beer store back in my hometown, and I got him a job to play Horatio in the Hamlet rock opera. And Rory went with the show with the two of us and Beverly D'Angelo to New York City. But I went to either do the New York show or to do the rock and roll thing. I chose the rock and roll thing, worked with Gower Champion for like for the weekend to make up my mind, and for Cliff, the guy that wrote the show. I said, I can't do this. Rory stayed. He ended up doing Bonnie Tyler's Total Eclipse of the Heart, that song with her. Anyway, so I was a singer, and so that somebody had heard me do a commercial for Chrysler, and there were Lori Bauer singers, 4 of the guys, myself and 4 other guys. And they wanted a guy, the guy that leads the army. He's like, who's got all the 4x4s, Chrysler? So they said, Cal, you can do that. So I did that. And they said, Chrysler's got that 4x4 sound of. And so the girl, what's her name, Court. Who?
Karen Gora?
Yeah, Karen Gora phoned me out of the blue. I'm a singer. Do you want to try out for this cartoon series that they're doing? He said, cartoons? Everybody wants to do a cartoon. And it's pretty true. Yeah, pretty well true. So I said, sure, I'll go. And I went to the audition, and boom, boom. Here we are. I did my first line, which was, all right, you egg-sucking piece of gutter trash. We could get that whole line. You always like pushing around people smaller than you. Well, I'm smaller. Try pushing me. And they just said, thank you. We'll call you. And I left. And they called me the next day or 2 days later.
Thank you so much. What was the favorite line that your character has spoken in the old series or the new?
You look about as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs.
Blood is blood. Family is a choice.
My name is Mr. McCoy, madam, not Blue Boy.
Magneto was right. Favorite.
Wolverine has way too many good lines. Starting right, most of his lines were from the first 2 episodes. I couldn't believe it when I watched the whole thing over again. It's the first one being like, I go where I want to go. And the next one, tell Cyclops, I made him a convertible. And one of my favorite is when he walks into the Hellfire Club. Well, besides, all right, you egg-sucking piece of gutter trash. I love that one. But he walks into the club and he, actually, see, there are too many. When he looks through the Hellfire door, and there's these guys with the white wigs and red jackets and white tight circus pants. That they're all dressed really weirdly. Do you remember that episode when they're running around doing stuff and they have nunchucks or something? And he just peeks through the door and he says, "Where do these guys do their shopping?" Somebody wake me up in this nightmare because I gotta be dreaming.
Thank you so much.
Hello, you've all been with these characters for such a long time.
Were there any lines that you read and decided to change because you felt it fit the character better?
No.
Yes, in episode 5 of X-Men 97, when Rogue comes in from the ceiling, great entrance, into the dance hall and has that dance with Magneto, which Remy is watching. And then, of course, they touch palm to palm, and then they kiss, and then she pulls away and says, "Thanks for the dance, sugar." And then there was another line they had written, and I said, "Can I try something else?" And they're like, "Sure, Lenore, go ahead." And I said, "Thanks for the dance, sugar. But Remy was right. Some things are deeper than skin." And that stayed.
For the Nightcrawler, it was when he first appears in episode 5, there's that whole, like, he's bouncing in and out of the scene, and of course I saw all these lines put together, and I go, I don't know what's happening. I tried them, I ran them through very, like, mind if I, blah, 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 blah. And I said, no, he's bouncing in and out. I said, oh, right, okay. So then I just played it like, and I threw it, like, I didn't really change the lines. Mind if I, woohoo! And I added some, like, the vocal gestures like that, but the lines were so beautiful in this that changed nothing.
Okay, next time I don't want to be in between these two. It's too hard. You know, the writing in the first show was fantastic. It still holds up after 30 years. The writing in this show is also great. So the short answer is no, but the longer answer is that they are open to things if you're standing at the mic and they're hearing it for the first time with an actor saying it, and there might be little changes you can do, and so they are open to it. So it's not like, oh, you have to say exactly, you know, it's not like what they do with us in their NDAs where, you know, they're sort of draconian. They're actually, it's a very fluid kind of a collaborative process. But I don't think any of us really want to change a lot of lines, just sometimes here and there when, to give context, as Adrian was saying, or Lenore, you know, because she's played the character for so long. So they are very collaborative and open to it, but generally, no, it's not like we go in and rewrite our lines.
Because the writing is superb.
Yeah.
Or a specific time.
Yeah.
Wherever it's
And I just one in the original series for the 5 years, and it was early on, and it was just because they're all Americans and we're all Canadian. And they said, it's a very simple thing. It's just Wolverine had to say so what do you think about that, huh? And I said, oh no, he would never say huh, he would say A. What about that A? They just said, well then just don't say anything. Because I can't imagine Wolverine saying A. No, their writing was brilliant.
Thank you.
I have no question. I just wanted to say thank you for being a light within my life. And I just wanted to say I truly appreciate all of your acting abilities as well as all of the joy and the warmth that now I get to share with my daughter. So I appreciate you all, and I appreciate everything that you have done, and thank you for being that light now for me, but for my daughter.
Oh, that's so sweet.
The Wheaties back.
I'm his clone, Nathan.
I think if you want to go up there, you could.
Actually, this question is for Catherine. There
It's up
was
to you.
another show that I saw during the 90s that was a favorite of mine called Forever Night.
Right?
And that was way before Buffy or Angel or Vampire Diaries or anything.
Thank you. We were the first vampire show.
Yeah, Vampire Diaries. So I wanted to know if you had any, memories you'd like to share. It just seemed like a sort of
looked like there was
somber
maybe
tone to the show. But I wonder if it was like that kind of scene.
Yeah, no. We were all very good friends.
Yeah, it's
and it
dead
was
in the
kind of like
middle
the
over
inmates
there.
running the asylum because the producer lived in LA and we shot in Toronto. And
Yeah, so I would
we
just go
shot
that way,
nights
go around.
for 8 months. It was 26 hours each season. So it was exhausting and we were all just like zombies. So there was quite a bit of bad behavior, but everyone was really nice and really fun. And I know it's sort of antithetical to the material. The material was so dark, but we had a great time. We would literally at 4 in the morning watch other actors' audition tapes and decide who got to be on the show. That's how crazy it was.
Why
So,
was I never on the show?
oh,
I did too.
yeah, no, so it was weirdly fun. But yeah, it was exhausting. It was, yeah. That's all I can say.
Thank you.
We used to shoot actually on Sunday to Thursday, and then I would come in and record this on Friday mornings. And sometimes I just wouldn't even sleep. We'd just show up and record. So I don't have a lot of memories in general of that time. And I had a baby too, so I was kind of, I didn't sleep more than 2 hours a night for about 4 years. Anyway, thank you.
Oh.
We have time for one more question.
Middle. It's like towards the end.
I'm from the younger generation, from the 2000s, and
Oh, is
my
that what they
question
said?
was, what was your most confusing script you've received during the show?
Your most confusing script.
What do you like the best? Oh, confusing. I thought you said enthusing. Confusing. Oh, okay. I'm confused.
I just have to say, before we were able to even talk about what happens in X-Men 97, you know, because we weren't supposed to let anything out before people got to see it, all I would tell people is, as soon as I get a script, I can't put it down until I'm finished it, because it's so good, and it's exciting, and I'm on the edge of my seat, wondering what's gonna happen next. And if I feel that way, I know that the fans are gonna feel that way. So they're just so well written that honestly, I wasn't confused. I just love them. They're fantastic.
There was so much action in each and every script that I would have to go back and reread just to clarify everything that happened in my own mind. So every script would confuse me. I'm not giving away that I'm confused. Every script had some sort of confusion in it. You had to go back and figure it
There
out.
you go.
You know what? I was a bit confused. I will say, X-Men 97 kind of opens up the world and continues to, of the whole mutant world. And there have been times when I have had to read the script with Wikipedia up on my computer in front of me, looking up various mutants to see who's related to who, and because I don't have it all in my head, and some of them are mutants I'd never heard of. So there's a little bit on my part of confusion, but it's great because they're opening up the universe. And one thing that the original writers did so well in the original show was they picked and they chose and they got this really cohesive group of mutants. They got to choose from the entire, population of mutants who they would choose. And so it was like a family, and we followed this family. So X-Men 97 really kind of opens up the world to other mutants. And so, yeah, I'm a bit confused.
Boy, I'll say. I walked into my first episode, well, maybe the second or third, and there's like yet another 3 people, and I said, who the hell are these people? Sunburn? No, it's Sunspot, Cal. Sunburn. Well, no, of course Wolverine would call him Sunburn. It was never Gambit, it was Cajun, or whatever, back off, Gumbo. So Sunburn, I like to call him Sunburn, and like you said, who are these people? But so many people that were reading the comics for years are finally seeing some of the people that they want to see on the X-Men series, and for them to be X-Men. Yeah, so.
I gotta say one thing too.
To make work projects.
It's a lot like the Roman and Greek gods and goddesses, very mythological, and all of those stories and the incestuousness of all of those stories. I mean, there's just so many, a pantheon of characters, and we are the modern day myth, I believe, for a new generation. Well, 2 or 3 generations now.
Woo!
I am always a little confused.
Please like this video,
So,
please
getting the
share,
script is not easy.
and subscribe. Thanks, guys.
Thank you so much.
Thank all of you, and thank all of you. One great round of applause for everyone. So all of our actors will be down taking signatures for the rest of the infusion. Make sure to see them. If you can all just step one step forward. All of you stand up. And all of us turn around to the other side.
Which side?
Don't
No,
know.
they're turning around, not you.
Thanks. Yep. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon.